Lynn and Lindsay Maxwell were in court for 3 hours this evening for a hearing that determined which evidence could and could not be used against them when they answered to the child endangerment charges against them. The pair was charged last summer for forcing 11-year-old Erin Maxwell to live in deplorable conditions. Ray Vieta is just back and joins us now in the newsroom. Ray, why did it take the hearing so long to go?
Well, Rod, it's because the assistant district attorney and the Maxwell's attorney questioned several state police investigators tonight. The goal was to decide on what could be used in the trial. At the end of the night, both attorneys agreed to use statements gathered by state police in late August, right after Erin's death, as well as early September. It took so long to get to that decision, though, because the attorney for the Maxwell family questioned the way in which both Maxwells were treated. He says they were taken to state police headquarters, sometimes without being told where they were going, and afterwards questioned for hours on end.
I found it very interesting that they asked my client to just step outside of his home, come on inside their mobile motor vehicle, their mobile office. And once it was 9 o'clock in the morning, I'm sure my client didn't have breakfast. Once they got him in the car, they sped off to North Syracuse. I just find that kind of strange.
I mean, he's got a right to ask about those questions, and those were appropriate questions. But in New York, the mere fact that a person is questioned by a police officer isn't in and of themselves a basis to suppress.
Now that the statements have been decided upon, what happens next? Well, it's still unclear whether or not there will be a trial. That's because last time the Maxwells were in court, their attorney asked for charges to be dropped, and the judge still hasn't made a decision on whether or not to do that. Rod?
Ray, thanks very much. Now, since a decision has not been made on whether or not to drop those charges, the next court date for Lynn and Lindsay Maxwell has not been set. The judge will set a date, though, within the next coming days.